What's up, YouTube? So, Duke Ellington, famous quotes. My favorite Duke Ellington quote, and there have been quite a few, and I'll probably use him throughout the month, but my favorite one is simply two kinds of music, good or bad. I don't know how to say it more simpler than that. I'm going to tell you something. I can't stand what I used to read Billboard magazine or the music industry. I can't stand them no more because they made music listening a displeasure. Not because it's charted and not because of how people do, even though that can be misleading, because they have agendas in politics. However, when they put all these labels on it, when they racially segregate it, that's where I got a problem with it. They want to call something acid jazz and stonewashed jean and gangster rap and pop rap, and they got 99 ways to throw your head for a spin. They put titles on everything. They label it. And they don't let you enjoy it for what it is. And then you get people who try to actually interpret and look you dead in your face and be like, yeah, that's a trip hop. That's a splitty rib. That's a this or that. They got tones for all of it. They got themes for all of it. They got ways to say things to make it sound more dangerous, the more scary, the more this or that. Heavy metal. What's a heavy metal? You tune your guitar and play real loud. That's not heavy and that's not metal. Because you playing a blistering solo and your drums are loud. That's what they call these terms. They got terms for all kinds of stuff. At the end of the day, it's either good or it's bad. That's what it comes down to. But when you have labels, you can segregate. And when you can segregate, you can keep people divided. When you keep people divided, you can keep them to fight and argue. That's what they want. That's what they do. They live for the kind of situations where you are at this position where you're always constantly at each other. That's what they do. That's how it is played. That's what the industry does. Long time ago, I used to was in a record store. They actually had black gospel section. And I said, well, what's the difference between black gospel? How come they come together? They actually had this in a record store. I'm not ashamed to name the record store. This record store was Disc Jockey a long time ago. But it got bought out by Sam Goody. This was a reality. Mm-hmm. And see, those things have been legalized. Openly racist, openly systematic, institutionalized. And when you do those sort of things, you have a separate, and we're talking about gospel, which is the holy grail of, you think about it. You do that with gospel music. They did it with rock and pop music before. They put black artists in certain sections. They've done it. I mean, it is what they do. They have done it. And people have accepted it as normality. Just craziness that this gets to be seen as normal. So that's all I had to think about this. But I thought his quote was fantastic. I am always a firm believer that that's how music is supposed to be. But when people put labels on it and they segregate you and they take you out of it, they take the pleasure just to appreciate what's there. And the music speaks for itself. It either moves you or it doesn't. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And my one time, peace.